session, may I have a motion to close the closed session?
Make a motion. I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I make a motion to open, the work session?
Make a motion.
Can I have a second? Can I have a second? Yes, all in favor?
Aye.
Great, we're back.
So on the agenda today, we have, two sets of minutes for adoption, consent agenda items 113 through 139, off consent agenda items 131, 3, introduction of ordinances, second reading, public hearing, 4 through 8, council reports, public participation for the work session.
Great, anybody have, any, questions about consent agenda resolution 223-113 to 139?
No.
Anybody else? No,
Any questions?
Any questions about the consent agenda? We're okay? We're good. Off consent agenda, any council members have questions, concerns?
No.
Okay, how about the introduction of ordinance, ordinance 2023-9 to 11? Any questions, concerns? Okay, how about second reading, public hearing, ordinance 223-4, only to 2023-7? I'm sorry, 8. Any questions? All right, then I guess I'd like to make a motion to open this to the public. All right, can I have a second? All in favor? Thank you. Public participation time, please make it 3 minutes. Please do not make it political. We're to do business, govern, and better the community.
3 minutes?
It should be 3 minutes unless it's very required. Please raise your hands, you guys are ready to go. Yes, please come to the podium. Please address me. I'm sorry, there's not much people. You can, sorry about that, I'll address
Yeah,
that.
my name is Yubo Wanyun, I live at 268 Highland Avenue. My question is, resolution 2023-132, destination of bank of depository, DCB Bank. I thought Hana Bank acquired DCB.
No, you got the wrong, mistake, it's not the same bank,
Oh,
not the same bank. This is, a different bank.
okay. Another thing is, I thought from the online agenda item has authorization of Chamber of Commerce to hold the street fair. What happened to that? I didn't see it. Is that?
Oh, it was a last moment thing. The Chamber of Commerce, yeah, I'll let you guys.
Yes, ma'am, we are in receipt of the request that's being reviewed internally to have the appropriate permits issued.
Oh, so there is issue, that's why you are not addressing.
No issue.
No issue. So are you given permission today? Is it part of agenda or not?
Yes, part of the resolution.
Okay.
You good?
Okay, in consultation with the mayor here, just to avoid, we believe that, it can be approved internally, but just to ensure that the public is aware that this is being approved and to avoid any, issues, tonight the council is going to vote by, oral motion to approve the chamber's request to have the street fair and to, ensure that any permits that are permissible under the ordinance are issued to allow for it. Do you wanna do that now, Mayor, or?
Sure, so that not get over.
Okay, so, the council can certainly make a motion to that effect, which would reflect, the council's desire to have the appropriate permits issued.
I'll make a motion.
We have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Kim?
Yeah.
Min?
Yes.
Carol? Petrie?
Yes.
Great.
That 142?
That will, should be 140.
I believe it wasn't on the agenda,
It should be
actually.
142.
Yeah, we'll make it 142.
Oh, I'm sorry, it's 140. No, it was 142.
142.
142. Any more questions? Please stand to the podium. Name and address, please, and speak, speak to me.
Mary Papoter, Cocoa Glen Avenue. I have a question for 118 to 121. I would like to know the police officer that is getting promoted today.
Yeah, regular meeting will be at
Yeah, if you wait until the regular meeting, we'll identify them.
Okay.
Anybody else? Alright, can I have a motion to close the public portion? I need a first and second. Alright, good. All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Can I have a motion to adjourn the, close, can I have a motion to close the work session?
Motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I have a motion to adjourn the, yeah, that's what we
Yes.
do. We're going to the regular session now. This is a regular meeting, May 10th, of the mayor and council. Notice was given as follows. Notice was filed on May 10th, 2023, with the Record and Newark Star Ledger, both official newspapers of the borough. Notice was posted on the bulletin board. Copy is preserved in the clerk's office. Gina, would you please call the roll?
Okay, Mayor, Council Persons Jang and Park will be absent from the regular
Yes,
meeting.
was excused.
Okay, so I'll just skip over Kim,
Yes.
Min,
Yes.
Pereira, Petrie,
Yes.
Borough Attorney,
I'm here.
Borough Administrator.
Here.
Okay, adoption of minutes.
Great, before I we continue the adoption of minutes, I would like to make a public announcement, and including the mayor's, the council members here as well. I want everybody to know that one of the reasons why the good people elected me as their mayor is to clean up the mess that has been plaguing the borough government. I am the highest executive officer in the borough, and I tend to exercise my my responsibilities to protect and serve the good people of Palisades Park. I'm here to only work for the best interests of our residents and business owners. They are my boss and nobody else. I don't wanna hear anything else than that. Additionally, all the elected officials here are responsible for ensuring that the administration complies with the law and providing reform for better management in order to avoid unnecessary use of taxpayers' money and just creating bad and even incorrect publicities that hurt the image of our proudful town. As you will see on tonight's agenda, there are several resolutions that I am proposing to pass concerning the PD, Police Department response to the BCBO report, which is Bergen County Prosecutor's Report. Dating back to Phillips and Hyde's report several years ago, I've consistently called to improve the policy and procedures for our police department as your councilman, which the previous Mayor Chung administration largely ignored. Now the residents of Palisades Park have selected me as a new mayor. I am taking immediate action to right the ship. I'm calling upon the council members to vote to implement the actions recommended by the professionals Hillard and Hines and by the prosecutor's report to fix the mess in the police department. After further discussions with our borough attorney, without commenting on the specifics, the borough has initiated a lawsuit to correct what we feel inappropriate and politically motivated actions concerning the PD and its appointments under the past Mayor Chung. The police department must learn to hire to and respect the police committee which is an acting member of the appropriate authority. The days of police officers back-channeling mayor, council, and other political forces in and out Bergen County are over. I am also right now proposing to make the motion to the council members to instruct the borough attorney to obtain a special counsel to conduct a full and thorough investigation into all the participants of the hot mic incident, including the advice and the actions of the past borough attorney, the roles others played in their unlawful attempt to manipulate, undermine, and obstruct the correct governmental process of Palisades Park. I expect the council to agree to and vote in favor of the resolutions and the motion on the floor right now to finally remedy and fix the mess that we are in. The jig is up. It's time to take politics out of the police department so they can concentrate on only one thing, the safety of the residents and the merchants of Palisades Park. May I please have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Kim,
Yes.
Min,
Yes.
Pereira, recuse, Petrie,
Yes.
Good. That motion is passed.
yes.
Great. Adoption of minutes. Are we doing a closed session or we're done with the closed sessions? We're done, right? So, do you have a motion to adopt the minutes?
Yes, make a motion.
May I have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Consent agenda, resolution 2023-113, all the way up to 2023-42, correct?
Oh, 130.
No, we have 142
Yes.
now.
Do you take the off consent agenda items separately?
Yes.
Okay, so I think, Mayor, it would be in order for 113 to 139.
139.
Excluding 118, 119, 120, and 121, since those weren't included with the agenda, we'll address them separately.
So 113 through 139.
Excluding resolution 118, 119, 120, and 121. Thank you. May I have a motion?
I made the motion. Second.
Okay.
Roll call.
Kim,
Yes.
Min,
Yes.
Pereira,
Just,
okay, and Petrie.
Yes.
Through and the police, so that would be 114.
118.
Recusing for the hiring of police officers as well.
Yes.
Right?
For,
Three, 124.
and that's what it.
139. Yes, so 139.
Yes.
So all yes, it is within those four resolutions. Petrie?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, good. Motion passes.
Motion passes.
Motion passes.
Um,
Go ahead.
I guess we should do the 118.
Do you want to take these separately?
Sure, would you please?
Certainly, Mayor, following, the closed session, these resolutions were not included in the packet, because the closed session needed to occur first, so we're just going to take them separately and handle them here, orally in public. The first would be resolution 2023-118, it's a promotion of Jimmy Rotondo from lieutenant to captain.
Roll call.
Motion first. if there's
Yeah,
a motion.
I need a motion. May I have a motion, authorizing police promotion for Officer Jimmy Rotundo to captain?
I'll make a motion.
Could I have a second? Good. Roll call.
Kim,
Yes.
Min,
Yes.
Pereira, recuse, Petrie.
Yes.
Pues you can vote, Petrie.
Please do not interrupt the process, it's out of your.
I know, but he the police department.
Let the public participate.
He not supposed to vote.
If you do this again,
No.
I'll have to ask you to leave. Please, do not disrupt the process. All right, good. So
legal
that's passed.
process.
Go ahead.
Resolution 2023-119, promotion of George Beck from sergeant to lieutenant.
May I have a motion to promote George Beck as lieutenant?
I'll make a motion.
Could I have a second?
Lo que yo dije, los cuatro que yo dije.
That's 119. May I have a second?
I'm sorry, was that Petrie?
Petrie second.
Okay.
Petrie made the motion.
No, Min.
No, I.
I'm
Min
sorry,
made the
I'm sorry.
motion,
Min
Petrie
made the motion, Petrie second. Okay,
Yes.
second.
Son unos fucking come mierda.
Roll call.
La gente no va a la mierda.
Be quiet, please.
Sorry, that was Min.
Deja para grabar.
Min and Kim.
Okay.
Min and Kim. Min and Kim, sorry.
Kim. Kim?
Yeah.
This is for George Beck.
Okay. George Beck, yes.
Min,
Yes.
Pereira, Petrie.
Abstain.
The passes, the abstention, the recusal leaves 3 council members, 2 affirmative votes being required and received.
Okay, motion passes.
Okay,
Resolution 2023-120, Mayor, is promotion of Roy Tennant from patrolman to sergeant.
we have a motion to promote Roy Tennant to sergeant.
Yes.
Make a motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call.
Kim,
Yes.
Min,
Yes.
Pereira, Petrie,
Yes.
motion passes.
And Mayor, the last recommendation, I believe, from executive was to, a motion to table 2023-121.
Any change on that? Any change on that? Still favorable?
Ellos ni saben lo que están haciendo.
May I make a motion to table resolution 121?
Motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call.
He can vote now, out of the sun.
Okay. This is to table. Kim,
Yes.
Min,
Yes.
Pereira, Petrie.
Yes.
Okay, 121 is tabled. Oh, we already did that.
Those are moved.
That, on the consent.
Those are moved.
¿Cuáles son los giros?
141 amendment and capital budget. 141.
Okay. May I have a motion to pass 141 amendment of capital budget? May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Kim,
Yes.
Min,
Yes.
Pereira, Petrie.
Yes.
Okay, introduction of ordinance 2023-9.
May I have a motion to introduce 2023-9?
Motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call?
Who made the motion?
I'm sorry.
It's
Petrie?
Petrie and then.
I second.
And then,
2023-9.
you don't have to make that. Okay, sorry, Kim,
Yes.
Min,
Yes.
Pereira, Petrie.
Yes.
2023-10.
Thank you. May I have a motion to, pass 2023-10, bond ordinance authorized undertaking of various improvements?
Make a motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Kim,
Yes.
Min,
Yes.
Pereira, Petrie.
Yes.
Okay, 2023-11.
May I have a motion to pass ordinance addressing contracting off-duty police officers or other law enforcement officers, -11, 2023-11? May I have a motion?
Make a motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Kim,
Yes.
Min,
Yes.
Pereira, Petrie.
Yes.
Okay. Notice is hereby given that ordinances 9, 10, and 11 were introduced and passed on first reading at a meeting of the mayor and council held tonight, May 22nd, and ordered published in accordance with the law. Said ordinances will be considered for final reading and adoption at a meeting held on June 26th at 6 p.m. in the council chambers, at which time all persons interested may appear for or against the passage of said ordinances. Copy of the ordinances will be posted on the bulletin board in the Borough Hall and will be available in the office of the Borough Clerk. Second reading, public hearing, ordinance 2023-4.
Great. May I have a motion to open up ordinance vote on,
Open.
I'm sorry, open 2023-4, establishment of base salaries for year 2023.
Make a motion.
May I have a second?
I'll second.
Roll call, please.
Kim,
Yes.
Min,
Yes.
Pereira, Petrie.
Yes.
Just on this one.
Open to the vote.
Yes, may I have a motion to open to the public hearing?
Oh, we already did that. Anybody?
Anybody got any questions?
Any questions?
Right, we did that. Is anybody question? Yes.
Susan Guerra, this is on,
Just 2023-4.
a question, going through this. There's an item on here, Executive Director of the Municipal Industrial Committee. The salary range of 50,000 to 130,000.
Position's not filled. Position's never been filled.
Okay, so, and there are also several secretarial positions
They're
for
not filled.
departments that went up.
By statute, we keep them in there, but they're not filled. They're vacant.
Does that in any way affect the budget or?
No. The money's not allocated for that.
Okay,
It's
but you
there.
just have to do that. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Question,
Yeah. I'd like to make a motion. Go ahead.
question. I mean, on the same, the same question, then how do we know which are the position are not filled, just listed for the purpose of whatever? How do we know?
Because if you look at the salary ordinance, you'll see it, and you'll see when it has the actual salary resolution, where the names are that identify who's in that spot. So the resolution tells you who's there, and there's nobody in those positions. You have to look at the salary resolution to see.
Thank you.
Great, so can I have a motion to close and adopt ordinance 2023-4? Oh, there's one more, please.
This is all general question or just
Just
specific for that one?
Yeah, just 2023-4.
Oh, okay.
Okay, can I have a motion to close and adopt ordinance 2023-4? Okay, good. Roll call?
Okay, Kim?
Yeah.
Min?
Yes.
Kara? Yes. Petrie?
Yes.
Okay, ordinance passes. Second reading, public hearing, 2023-5.
Great, so, can I have a motion to open up to the public for ordinance 2023-5?
I'll make a motion.
Second, thank you. All, roll call?
No, public hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry, public hearing, sorry about that.
Oh, I mean, yes, open it to the public.
Yeah, I just did that. Any questions about, 20?
Oh, no, I need to do the roll call too.
It's gonna be roll call.
You guys. Kim?
Yes.
Min?
Yes.
Kara? Petrie?
Yes.
Okay.
Public hearing.
Now, can I have a motion to open up the public hearing?
That was the motion.
That was a motion.
Open the
Now you
public.
guys open the public, yeah.
Any questions? Seeing none?
No? May I have a motion to adopt and close ordinance 2023-5?
Make a motion.
Can I have a second? Roll call, please.
Kim?
Yes.
Min?
Yes.
Kara? Yes. Petrie?
Yes.
Second reading, public hearing, 2023-6.
Good. Can I have a motion to open up to the public ordinance 2023-6?
Make a motion.
All right, first and second over there. Roll call.
Kim?
Yes.
Min?
Yes.
Kara? Yes. Petrie?
Yes.
Anybody? Yes.
The amount on that bond ordinance changed from 300 to 350,000? Or am I thinking-
I don't believe so, but I'll check the, I think it's still three
No,
hundred.
it's okay. But I gotta go to my
It is.
Text I have is
300.
Yeah, okay, sorry, thank you.
It's okay. Anybody else? Can I have a motion to close and adopt the, ordinance 2023-6?
Make a motion.
Roll call.
Kim?
Yes.
Min?
Yes.
Kara? Yes. Petrie?
Yes.
Okay, second reading, public hearing, 2023-7.
Can I have a motion to open to the public ordinance 2023-7? Can I have a second? Good. First and
Kim.
second.
Kim?
Roll call.
Min?
Yes.
Kara? Petrie?
Yes.
To the public. Any questions? May I have a motion to close and adopt ordinance 2023-7?
Make a motion.
Second. Kim?
Yes.
Min?
Yes.
Kara? Yes. Petrie? Second reading, public hearing, ordinance 2023-8.
Great. Can I have, I don't really want to leave last. Please finish this. Can I have a motion to open the public for 2023-8?
I'll second.
There we go. Thank you. Roll call.
Kim? Min?
Yes.
Kara? Yes. Petrie?
Yes.
Great. It's open to the public to ask questions about 2023-8. Anybody? Okay, please.
이번 원년 $8 million is a lot of money. Are you going to spend this at the same time to replace this whole thing? Yes?
It's time.
Okay, then how long, what's the period to pay back? This is supposed to be debt. right?
So the bonds, as you should know, right, vary in timeframes from anywhere from 2 years to 30 years. So specifically, depending on the life expectancy of what we're purchasing, will determine what the bond, term is for.
In other words, if the machinery is supposed to last about 10 years, the bond will be divided up in installment payments within 10 years. Anybody else? Can I have a motion to close and adopt ordinance 2023-8?
Motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Roll call?
Kim,
Yes.
Schmidt,
Yes.
Pereira, Petrie, council reports.
Council reports. Councilman, would you start?
Yes, one of our residents, from the past meeting, she came to our meeting, complain about her, flooding, on her property. So, I got a report from the DPW saying, they're actually suspecting the, illegal pumping from the neighbors. So, what we're gonna do is, they're gonna check out again, cause the guy in charge actually in the vacation right now. So as soon as he comes back, he's gonna do the recheck and he's gonna let me know what to do. So, and we'll go from there, okay?
Thank you. Councilman Burr, Council Lady Burr,
No report.
Councilman Kim, Councilman Petrie.
The Borough Fire Department has been very active, it seems, for the last couple of months. They've gone to a couple of working fires, they went to a working fire in Richfield. Thank God, nobody got hurt. They're still doing it. Police department, I understand through rumors that they had a, hostage situation that was, taken care of on, I believe over the weekend, and I believe nobody got hurt on that either.
Good job of the police, thank you. On a brighter note, we found, an avid supporter of our town. The business owner was next to the 9/11 memorial. It hasn't been really taken care of too well, because certain elements are required, such as the irrigation system. No grass grows well during the summertime without constantly watering the grass. Now, the person, the patron who believes in the future of Paladins Park, and we're almost in a secure agreement where he will provide all the greeneries, maintenance, even putting in more and more flowers, bushes, and to take care of the 9/11. And what we have to do, the DPW and the administration, is find and create an irrigation system for him to install the water sprinkler system. I mean, he's a very generous man, so I'm hoping that, after, our attorney makes, it's still the flash work, we just have to put it in writing, so in contracts. So the attorney will, devise that and talk to the patron and see if we could, get some benefit from his generosity. That's about it. Can I have a motion to open to the public?
Motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Please.
Susan Brown. I wanted to know with, our parking regulations, the overnight system, the way we have readers for who's paid, parking, et cetera. How is that going and how financially has that worked out?
I don't have, the gentleman here who's, they're all on vacation, I think, and the other guys had a meeting tonight. So far, we haven't had any major hiccups. It's been in effect now for several months. There's been nothing monumental other than the average people who don't wanna pay a ticket or get a fine coming in to complain, so keeping our fingers crossed, it's been going pretty well. These specific numbers I don't have. I can get them from Robbie or John when they come back.
But we're not really at a loss on it with regard to, having our police people out and checking everything, and what it has to cost the town to enforce it versus everyone's paid for everything.
If you're asking, the question that you're asking is, have there been additional administrative and/or personnel costs because of the implementation of the new meter system? The answer is no, the other way around. We've been covering our expenses, and hopefully we'll start to realize some positive monies to pick up what we lost in not having an effect for for however long it was. So yeah, it's going in the right direction.
And just
Yes.
one other quick thing, that's, do you know when the street fair will take
It's
place?
supposed to start at the last, first weekend of, June. Thursday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Okay, I know everybody took a hit during COVID, but a good amount of our businesses were able to make a lot of that back and become whole because of federal funding and everything else, and that's great for the businesses. Homeowners who pay taxes are a greater portion of tax income. We're not getting any break or anything that's equivalent to a street fair. So the only thing I would ask is that in past, street fairs have been a little dicey.
Yes.
In that people have thrown a sheet on the ground and sold
Yes.
things they brought from home. That's
Yes.
something different. We have primarily restaurants and hair salons. Who's gonna participate in the street fair? And I guess it's not gonna be limited to just our town.
Well, I'll tell you this much, it's still not set in stone, we still have to pass it, correct? We just have to put did we vote on it?
It was part of the,
Okay, good. Well, we'll make sure, I'll make sure that there will be garbage. Now, most important thing is right now, there's no events. Nothing like that. All they want to do is a street sale. There are merchants that needs to sell its, surplus. It's been holding back since last year. We didn't have any proper vetting, documents to show that there are MPO. But right now, I think the best thing is to help the merchants just to sell their surplus. No events, no performances, just an opportunity for them to sell the surplus to encourage the growth. I mean, help out the chamber, the commerce.
And you don't think that people participating in it should perhaps purchase a permit, so we know they're legitimate, not somebody who's selling something they shouldn't be selling? Like
Well-
produce brought from their backyard?
This I've been mentioned with our health inspector. If I told them that, like it has to be supply, surplus. If it's gonna be food, they're gonna have to go through the proper procedures. Technically, I asked, the health official, and she said if it's gonna be a restaurant, and they cook it at the established contained kitchen, they can bring it out and sell it. However, you cook something else out somewhere else that is not authorized, or cook it in the street, it is prohibited without a permit. Anybody else? Yes. Yes, please go ahead. Please, you have 3 minutes. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. 3 minutes. Good evening, everybody. My name is Pastor Sri Hansen. Dear Mayor, thank you very much for giving me opportunity to speak tonight. Palset Park is a small town around, but there is a lot of the negative news being reported in media. Recently, business owner on Broad Avenue and the residents complain a lot about increased parking fee and the lack of parking space, the inconvenience to use the parking meter, and town employees park a long day without a parking ticket. Thus employees buy the parking ticket for their own vehicle from town. Okay, in March 2021, the audit report by the Office of State Controller said the Borough of Palset Park paid tens of thousands of dollars each year to employees who had unused sick leave in violation of the state law passed expressed to stop such costly payout. But the Borough of Palset Park continues to crash without any action. Borough of Palset Park will continue to pay sick leave with reasonable tax paid. According to Korean Times and this Korean Bogen News, the audit report prepared by the Bogen County Authorities Office said most officers testified that the participate in the fundraising event for the local political organization and campaign for the political candidate. Police officers state that the recruit, promotions, and department assignment were open based on participation and contribution to the political activities. occasionally or daily, Mayor Lorenzo continues to interfere in the operation of the police department and affect negatively. Mayor Lorenzo's negative political influence has caused enormous harm to the police organization. Dear Mayor and Council members, Mayor Lorenzo causing a lot of trouble in the police department, who has strong administrative power than the mayor and council members. Mayor Lorenzo must never interfere with the police law, who is contract employee. No one should interfere or undue pressure to the police department. The police department should be neutral and independent. Police council members, create an audience that the Borough of Administrative shall not interfere with or direct the police work on any circumstance.
All right, sir, you have your 3 minutes, and I did warn you in the beginning, right?
I
No, you're done, you got 3 minutes. And the reason why I'm kinda not too happy, because you did not listen to us.
Can I-
Then stop, please. You got your 3 minutes, I'm gonna try to answer you a couple of questions that are actually important for our businesses and for our community. There was one valid question about, you asked, why are we increasing the parking meters with the comments are doing too good? Right, that was one of your questions. Let me tell you right now, we had the most lowest parking rates meters in the whole Bergen County. A quarter for 30 minutes. It's been outdated. Formerly, sometimes take in the main streets, seven minutes for a quarter. We need this to generate this revenue, so we could make sure that we use this for the public, for your benefit, or secondly, save taxpayers money from the real estate taxes. There's been many ways that we generate income, and that's one of them. That's one of the reasons why when councils were in a disagreement to rectify, to enforce the parking, we lost a lot of money last year, and you guys paid for it. This is something that we should do. Now, concerning David Lorenzo or whatever, the reason I'm kinda not too happy with you is because I made that speech. I made perfectly clear from everybody that my boss is not any of you here, but the people here. Plain and simple. So if you're telling me he is, that's a separate matter, but right now when you told me it's not substantial, thank you very much. Next. Yes, please.
Very proposal for Milena. I have a question, and, I didn't hear well, the one that you tabled, the 121, model promotion, police, promotion, I didn't heard the name and that one. And also, I don't know if you tabled 123, the hiring of the police officer. I didn't heard, because you say you're gonna table that, right? So I didn't heard the name of the last officer that you're gonna promote. And let me be very, quick, because I have a lot to say.
No politics, please.
Excuse me?
No politics, please. Go ahead.
I wanna make clear that I'm standing here and I don't have nothing against the promotion of our police officers. No against the promotion. And again, of how we taking the report that we got and continually doing and not address the problem that we have. I'm very grateful for the police officers in our town. And let me explain why. Since the last 3 past years, I'm being a proof of how important is our police officer. I've been dealing with a disease that I have in my house with my son, that is disease from mental health. And every time I call the police officer, they are there for me. Very respectful and helping me and taking care. And I have so many police officers here that need to be recognized. But what we're doing in here cannot continue happening. Because the police officer is getting promoted from the political influences, and we know that from the past. And from the dirty hand of Mr. David Lorenzo.
Oh, God.
This is, let me talk please. I'm a resident in Palisade Park, and I have the right to rent it out. And I know that a lot of the residents have the same thoughts that I have right now. I know that a lot of the residents have the same feeling that I have right now. But you have to have a board to standing here and not feel afraid, like many feel. Afraid of saying what they think, afraid of saying what's going on. I'm sometimes even feel afraid. I'm being receiving 3 times already, anonymous to my house, and that's being sent into the proper destination, they taking care of that. This gentleman, Mr. Lloyd Lawrence, is passing by my house and put the window down and just stop for me to see it.
What?
Stop.
What?
Yes,
Lorenzo.
Lorenzo, in your car.
You got
In
4
your
more
car.
seconds. You got 4
Okay, I
more
have seconds, but that, tell me not to interrupt.
You got 5 more seconds
The
after
roof of the property in Palisade Park, we all know, is
Okay,
David Lorenzo.
thank you very much.
And
That's
another
only 5
question,
seconds.
why
Let
is
me
the
answer
leader
the
go?
questions.
Why he go when he's not to
Okay,
get excluded from the body,
maybe you have to
for
address your
making
questions.
decision for the,
Okay. If you,
And-
okay,
and-
if you do that, please, sit down. I wanna still answer your question.
Rosalind,
You have, please.
stop.
Excuse
Because
me.
you won't
Hey,
stand
stop.
up.
Why
Why?
you wanna take
it outside?
No, I'm not going to roll like you.
I'm not-
I'm not going to roll like you.
I'm not scared of you, okay?
I'm
I'm not
not
scared
scared
of
of
you.
you either.
I'm not scared of you.
When I'm
Stop
talking, stop.
disrespecting our town, no.
I'm not disrespecting
Lady,
our
lady,
people.
lady, can I tell you, can I tell you, one second, officer, one
Okay,
second.
I'm talking to you.
Officer, officer.
Take it out. Take it out.
Right, it's enough.
Take it out.
Enough in this
Take it
town.
out.
Disrespecting
Take it out.
the people that are here.
Take it out. No, take it out.
Why should
Take
I
it
be
out.
talking this man?
Why not?
Officer,
Wobble, wobble, no. Take it out. Stop pushing. Stop pushing. Take it out. You have to take it out. Take it out. Take it out. Take it out. Why you me by saying the truth, right? Because we say the truth. What he's committing on, he's right for.
You don't complain there.
Take it out. Take it out. Take it out. Take it out.
Officer,
Take it out, too. Take it out, too.
Who's the officer in charge here? Chief Espino? Chief Espino, please escort those out, just to clear things out. Just let both of them out so we can conduct our business. Both of them. And please take her out of the building. If she doesn't, arrest her. All right, here we go. That's great. All right, anybody else? Welcome on this issue, please go ahead. All right, so let's have a meeting. Close the doors, Go ahead.
Red Martin, 435, East Brookline Avenue, Palisade Park, New Jersey. I give you credit for what you just did. I told them this afternoon, someday, somewhere, there's gonna be big trouble down there. Because, no, they have to, whether we like you, whether we don't, we have
Close that
to,
door. 'cause
we have to
can't hear.
respect you. We put you there and we must respect you.
Thank you.
Okay? And if they don't, I remember years ago, I raised my hand because I was gonna say something, and they didn't like what I was gonna say. Handcuffed, and out I went. I never got a chance to
I
say it.
can't picture that happening to you.
Twice.
Not my wildest dreams.
Twice.
As a matter of fact, I was there one night with that.
You were there one
And you
night.
fought all the way out.
Yeah, and then I gotta come right back in because my brother-in-law was at the desk and he would not sign the
I think your brother
papers.
locked you up too that night.
No, he didn't. He said, I'm not dealing with those people. And back I came. But that's not what I'm here for. I had, the water company, they changed the thing in front of the store. They did three Friday. So now they put the water on and then it went off. Okay, said it's gonna go back in 5 minutes. The water never came back on. So I called them up, like from 9 o'clock till 8 o'clock at night. My water in my kitchen and the bathroom never went on again. Finally, the guy, well, when I'm telling them outside, they say, lady, you have to get a plumber. I gotta get a plumber? You did the damage and I gotta get the plumber. So now they came, they sent 2 plumbers at 8:30 at night, and they went in the tap, in my bathtub, sand this side. They never blew out the pipes. Now, after they did that, not today, I put my washing machine on, and I think there's sand coming out in the washing machine too. Now, I wanna know, is the water safe? That's what I wanna know.
Wait, you want to see if the borough could help you, you
Well, they
know?
gotta, the borough, they shouldn't be allowed to just dig and not check what they're doing.
So there was a restoration project going on, they were removing the lead lines, replacing the lead lines, the old,
Oh, I know that.
periodically through the town. As far as the quality of the water and what they did, I don't know. I mean, what is the water company saying to you when you call them?
Well, they came and they took all, I never called back to ask them, is it safe? My
Yeah.
nephew told me today, you drinking that water?
Yeah, so maybe you wanna give them a call, let them come and test it, they will test it.
Oh, will they
Yeah,
test it?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's all.
Tell them you have a problem, call the water company, they'll come and do a test.
Right, see, you come to the mayor and council, we ask you to
Oh,
call
I got a
back.
lot of problems.
Would you get back to us if they don't comply?
I will.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Marcia Shore, Henry Avenue. I know all of you are aware that if duplexes have illegal tenants, they shouldn't be. But were you aware that there is a law in our town? If you go in and find an illegal tenant, that person the owner of the building has to issue an eviction. But during that time, the landlord has to pay you, the town, each day a certain amount of money, as long as that person is staying in that apartment till they actually move out. So maybe an incentive that maybe they can check for some of the illegal apartments now. Cause the town can make money on it. Right there?
That's part of enforcement, yes, that's.
Yeah, we'll consider that. We'll consider that. Thank you. Something to think about. Thank you. Anybody else? Sir? Name and address.
Ernst Beerley, 329 East Columbia Avenue. I have two issues. I live right below the high school, and I don't know how often the police department goes up and down up the street. It's a one-way street. We came home 2 weekends ago at 9 o'clock at night, and I have a fire hydrant in front of my house, and a car parked there with the blinkers on. We were there over an hour, and that car was still there. Now, I don't know how often the police department goes and checks the high school, that they would have seen the car parked in front of a fire hydrant. One of my neighbors finally came over and asked me if that was my car. Of course, I said, no, they just came home. And he says, oh, the car's been there over 2 hours already. So that's 3 hours the person was parked there. I called up, and they finally, I don't know if it was a warning or if it was a ticket that was given. How can I find out whether it was a ticket or a warning?
Chief Espino, I know you were just outside for a little bit, but this is concerning the enforcement of parking. The address is what, I'm so sorry again?
I'm sorry?
329 East.
329 East Columbia,
There have been illegal parking there for a while, over 3 hours, in the fire hydrant.
Sunday night.
Saturday night, and he's trying to see why the car is still parked there. Is it still parked there?
No, this was 2 Sundays ago.
So then, could you find, do we
She
issue a
was
ticket?
parked there for 3 hours.
He wants to know if the ticket is one.
Do you know about this, Espino, Chief
And how
Espino?
do I find out whether it was a person got a warning or a ticket?
Find out who it was.
2 Sundays ago.
Okay, just talk to the chief.
Two Sundays ago at nighttime.
Did you call it in and you went?
I called it in finally,
Okay, what's the date? And I have to go back.
but I had to look at the calendar.
Thank you, Chief.
All right, reach out to me, give me a date and I'll pull it.
Beautiful, good, thank you very much. The other thing is, just maybe a reminder, I think we have a law here that states that, when there's posters put on my tree illegally, there's a problem, okay? I have something here, and is, maybe one of you people can interpret it for me, because I could not read one English word here. Oh yes, Palisades Park. That's the only thing I understood. It's in Spanish, and I think it's in Korean, of course, which I have no problem with whatsoever. But how do I know what, this was something at Palisades High School, I think.
All right.
some of my Spanish, things that I do know.
The thing is, it's just that I
A
think
couple of years, I should do that.
there was, please, there shouldn't be a conversation like that. There was actually multiple versions of the, thank you, multiple versions of the flyers.
Yes.
Actually, because it's Korean, let me just quickly explain. It's for the seniors for the high school, they need money for senior projects, and we're actually advocating for that. There's actually another version for English. It's just that, I think there's just one version of English and one version of Spanish and Korean put together. Maybe you got the wrong one, but I don't think their intention was to be prejudiced or try to.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I don't wanna imply that at all, I just know, as far as I know, is the town's mandate that it's in English also. Like
Is it?
stores, for example.
Well, that's a good question.
I'm sorry,
The
asking
thing-
if we can mandate that?
The thing is that because for the stores, is there a mandate to put English there as well?
No. No, it's not. Wow. That's, to me, that's not right.
Well, most of them, they have some kind of translation and spelling of it, but it doesn't really mean what it means. You know what I mean? So it kind of gets confusing.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't understand why the Korean merchants don't want to expand their market, because right now the Korean business is saturated.
Yes.
Stiff competition. And there's a lot of non-Koreans who really, really enjoy the healthiness and the taste of Korean delicacies and food, and even other stuff as well.
Good,
So
good.
this mind boggles me why they want to saturate the same market when you can expand.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, this is something that we're talking about. Maybe an entity could come out that could maybe supplement what's lacking on the Korean, the Chamber of Commerce. Actually, the Chamber of Commerce should be on top of that. I wanna tell you that I'm gonna put my efforts in with the support of the councils to maybe find another organization, a real NPO that's certified, it's all in the books, checks and balances, that actually promote that. So I'll work on that, and then we'll let you know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Thank you.
Please, come up, name, address.
Susan, 237 Central Boulevard. My first question is regarding, the Mr. Yu's speech that.
Please don't make it political.
It's not political.
Thank
It's
you.
not political, just a question about your answer, that you compared our town's parking fee to Bobby's Main
Yes.
Street. I don't think it's very rational, it's very reasonable that compared to our town, Main Street Bobby. Considering the size and the business size and the populations and traffics, so can you consider, consider other towns that is similar size of Palisade Park?
Yes, we
In my
have.
research is.
Yeah, Kursai, the same thing too. Because really was really low, I have to be really honest with you. And this, collecting it, if we use it well, it'll be better for yourself, it will provide better service, public service for you, and also we could save money for your taxes. We're gonna use it well, we're gonna make sure that we're not gonna waste it. It's for you guys, it's for us. We need the auxiliary supplemental income instead of the property taxes. 25 cents for 15 minutes is by standard around the vicinity, including the population and the scale, is actually still the low side.
Yeah.
Broad Avenue actually has one of the most, 1 mile over plus of merchants. A lot of people take advantage of the quarter for 30 minutes besides using the merchants, or, they like to park their car. Before it used to be limitless, you used to park their car and go to, New York, come back and park. We can't do that anymore, but we need to really, come back to what realistically the rates should be, and this is actually low, I thought, and everybody said to start low.
I don't have objection against you that the parking fee, but I want it to be more convenience for the residents when we park during the evening, such as today, if parking meter just working by 6 PM and then your town hall meeting start at 6 PM, then I can just park on the street around the town hall and then just simply walk into this place. But I park far away to the blocks away.
Why?
Because the Broad Avenue I have to pay. And then
For a
there's no
quarter?
spots, yes.
For a quarter. So
Yeah.
you're saying we're we're talking about quarters right now, Steve. but,
No, I'm talking about the hours too.
You would walk somewhere else for 30 minutes or quarter, but you won't. You'll actually, you'll sit, you'll park your car for 30 minutes for 15 minutes, quarter for 30 minutes, but you will not park it in the meter if it's gonna be 15 minutes for, a quarter for 15 minutes. You would walk. That's what you're telling me right now. The rate difference right now will make you.
It's also hard to find the parking space.
I honestly think by raising the rates, people will think twice about what their intentions is parking their car. Okay?
Okay.
Good. You're running out of, please hurry up. Yeah, you have another question? Please go ahead.
The police promotions, regarding all these chaos in police departments, what's the urgency to proceed this promotion at this moment?
We just explained that the
Yes,
borough
why
attorney,
did
the Harlands and Hines, the prosecutor's office, one of the recommendations that they would both coincide is to supplement the leadership on top. Is that not correct? Thank you. And we need support from the people who are, are on top as well, as much as putting in new faces and new opportunities for police officers.
Do we have a criteria when someone needs to, when the officer needs promotion?
Yes, actually we do. Yes, we do. We don't just go, okay, like, let's just choose yours and mine, something like that. We
So
went
where
through.
can we get the records, should I ask?
The police
for
committee,
departments
yeah.
Or the mayor council?
The question is,
Oh, where I can get the criteria?
criteria. You mean the resume or something like that?
No, I'm asking about, is there like a standard criteria?
But that gets into, you should be running for something and coming over here. Right now, the reason why the people voted for us, because they give us a trust and confidence to do the right thing. You elected us to make decisions, right? That's fine. You guys can ask questions, but when we get to the details of it, it gets into all conflict and liability issues as well. Am I not correct?
Sure, Mayor, the reason why personnel is discussed in closed session is because, the individual's rights have to be protected, and that's why in public, all we can do is take the action, and that there's no discussion about the individuals or their candidacies.
Thank you. Is there anything else?
Yeah.
Thank you. Next, please. We're running out of time, please.
Well, when new 268 highlighted, I really appreciate Mr. Mayor's, speech regarding, to fix the police department problem based on that, Broward County Prosecutor Office's report, which is great. And especially no politics in police department, that's great. Something that I'd like to know is that the Broward County Prosecutor's Office report, when I asked whether the report is available for public at the last March meeting, somebody says no. Okay, I think lawyer says no. And so I wanna know why. Is it available now? So that's the first question.
Okay, well, go ahead. That's your first question. Go ahead.
And second question is, okay, so, you just promote, free police, promotion, right? But my understanding is, the town just submitted a lawsuit, right, to review the legality of the last 2 police promotion made at the last December meeting, right? Because of only 2 council member vote. So now I see the 120, right? Mr. Vitri abstained and 2 votes yes. Is that the same thing then? And also, Mr. Vitri, sometimes he recused, sometimes he doesn't. So I don't know why, and what exactly his status. Because last year, he recused himself regarding police, the resolution. But now all of a sudden he votes now. So I'm confused.
Okay, those are 2 questions, correct? Please.
Thank you. Through you, Mayor. First, on the prosecutor's office report, the New Jersey Supreme Court did issue a decision that opened the door to such reports being disclosed under certain circumstances under the common law right of access. Our office will certainly provide counsel to the clerk as records custodian if any requests are fielded for such a document, and it would be released with appropriate redactions being made in accordance with law. With respect to the councilman's vote tonight, and just to provide the public some background with the lawsuit that's referenced, just so that everyone has a clear understanding. The legal issue that the council authorized litigation on was the propriety and validity of actions of this body back in December last year, when the votes at the particular meeting, the mayor was present with 3 council members present. There was then a vote that carried with 2 council members voting affirmatively, 1 recusing, and the mayor being present. In the borough form of government, in order to have a quorum, you need to have either the mayor and 3 council members present, or 4 council members. The New Jersey Supreme Court has held that when a council member is recused because of legal conflict, in other words, cannot participate due to a conflict, that person is not counted towards a quorum. And so the concern that this current council articulates through the court papers is that by having 2 council members and a recused council member present, there weren't the 3 council members that were necessary to have a quorum, to have an action taken. And so that's simply the legal issue that's being brought before a judge, and a judge will ultimately make a determination on that. This evening's vote is distinguishable as that the Councilman Petrie did not recuse but rather abstained, and an abstention is distinguishable from the recusal in the other instance. And lastly, I would note that any council member's decision to recuse or not recuse is a personal one, individual to the council member, and that would be based upon any legal advice that's offered confidentially.
Okay, so Councilman Petrie, now can vote,
course.
yes and no for all the police issues?
I will not,
Because he was the, former chief police
That's
chief.
there's no relevance right now.
Okay, just one more thing, this is comment, by the way, the Cliffside Park, the parking meter is 30 minutes per quarter, and they only go to 6 o'clock, okay? I mean, I'm not objecting that, but, the way that you say, kind of, I don't think you know, so I just want to say, thank you.
We'll check that again. All right, very good. May I have a motion to close and adjourn the public portion? Make a motion. Can I have a second? Second. Can I have make a motion to close and adjourn the regular meeting?
Make a motion.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much.